one of these bilge pumps.
We found that there was water creeping in under here.
Basically re-glassed our cockpit. So what we've got at the moment is, we used to have a bilge pump here, and I had the hose coming into the cockpit. That was an improvement in the old bilge system that used to be, it used to go over the side, but the discharge was right at water level. Right, so what would happen is, in a rocking sea, Marul would dunk, pick up a bit of water, go the other way, and it would just spill a little bit down into the bilge. So that's bad. So initially what happened is, the bilge pump came up, it came through a tube here. So it used to come up through a manual bilge pump here, and then it would discharge, and it would discharge down the cockpit drains. So there was absolutely no chance of the sea backflooding back our bilge system and sinking the boat. But it was ugly. All right. What we've got now is, I've got one of these bilge pumps, so I'm still going to have a manual pump. So what we've got at the bottom is the electric bilge pump, and it pumps up through a hose, and when it pumps, it actually pumps through these pumps and then overboard discharge. So I can use either this manual one, or I can flick the switch and use the 12-volt bilge pump, and it's all on the same line. All right. So we've got redundancy built in without having those separate systems. But this bit will be mounted inside there, so we'll just have this nice tidy hatch, and we'll open that up, and of course we'll be able to stick a handle in and pump it. And we've fitted that skin fitting at the back, so the bilge will now just discharge through the transom, and it's still quite some way over the waterline. There's no way for the bilge system to drink water down into the bilge. And these have got a three-way duckbill valve as well, so even if water did come, this acts as a one-way valve without the inherent failures that you get of sticking and everything else like that of one-way valves. So that shouldn't be too bad, and it'll be nice and neat. So that's there. It's not installed at the moment. I'm just keeping it there as just one other way of not having dust in the boat. Also, there used to be a leaky hatch here, so I've gone and made these ones with the very good friend that we met in Townsville, Alan, who's lent us a car and made his workshop available to us. So thank you, Alan. We fabricated these. So thermalite lids. Thermalite is a type of compressed foam with chopped strand fiberglass. You can probably look it up online if you're interested. It's impervious to just about anything. It won't fail like ply. Like if this glassing job lets in any water, it'll only take in 1% by weight of any sort of substance like that. So I've made these. They're very light, but they're very, very strong, so we can stomp on these. And then of course I've just used plywood combing, just because it's so easy to work and cheap. All right. So we've made these nice high combings. These lids will be hinged, and they're going to open this way. The reason we've had to do it like that is because when the ropes are all tied up for the auto steering, we can stretch it just quickly out the way and then flip it up. As long as the rudder's out of the way, it will flip like that, and we'll be able to get our dive fins, wetsuits, things like that, ropes, all that sort of thing out of there. Not only that, we'll be able to reach down, and there is a globe valve there that shuts off the exhaust overboard discharge. So if we're in a big following sea at some time, we can reach down there and close all that off. We found some really good IP67, and that's environmental protection. It means that you can, IP67 on a fitting means you can put a meter underwater for a given amount of time. But we found some IP67 electrical connections that we can hook up to our electronic autopilot when we put that in. So the old ones were pretty hopeless, to be honest. So these new ones that we just got from JCar, that'll be going in there. We've sanded back that hatch, that hole repair that we did in Cairns. That's still unpainted because I knew that the cockpit was going to be was going to be painted. So I've just a few little dings and chips. I've put a bit of bog on there and we're going to sand that back. If you look down here, you can actually see where all the chop strand glass, and then there's some mat in there as well. So this has got a few layers of fiberglass over that repair. We didn't show it in the video because I lost the footage. It's all my fault. But this has been, there's a bit of ply, it's epoxied in there, and then this is fiberglass. So it's really strong. Out of interest's sake, I did the same repair up here a year and a half ago. So when we come into the cockpit, we stomp right here, and there used to be a hatch, which was just hopeless. But you can see that's, well, you can't see it, can you?
No, you can't.
You can't see anything there.
No.
So it's nice and solid. That fiberglass is really, really strong. We've got some stainless rails here.
We got some new rails.
And I've tried to follow the line of these rails back here. It looks a little bit funny from inside. You know, because the boat sort of curves like this, but I've had to follow a line. I couldn't curve that that rail, and I don't particularly want to either, because these rails will be the support for new solar panels. We're going to have 160 watt per side that are going to either act as lee cloths, all right, when we're sailing, but when we stop, they can flip up like wings, and we can make even more power. Because bringing you these videos has proven to be an incredibly power-hungry exercise. So it's not long till we're going to be painting, so it's just getting rid of the last dust, stuff like that.
Well, over the last couple of days we had a leak down into the engine room that Troy had been trying to figure out, and we found that there was water creeping in under here, and so we stripped it back and fiberglassed and epoxied it.
Basically re-glassed our cockpit.
Yeah, re-glassed all the channels in here, so the sides of the cockpit sole were leaking water.
Yeah.
And so these were to access the day tank, the header tank, and we've taken these away.
Well, the dumb thing about them was this had water on it and this had diesel on it. This sort of led to the diesel tank, and this went nowhere. So they're gone.
I've already wiped down with water and taped the parts that we're not going to remove, because Troy's going to paint these vertical sides of the cockpit before he puts the throttle lever and the winch pump back in, and then we're going to paint the rest of the cockpit.
Yep. Yeah, that as soon as we can put those instruments in, then we can actually wash the boat down.
Exactly, because we've got big holes at the moment going into our boat, so we can't actually do anything until they get put back in. Like we can do something, but we can't actually paint the whole cockpit yet.
With the vertical sides painted, it was time to get to work sanding the rest of the cockpit, ready for painting the following day.
Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why I'm down? Yeah. No friends of mine around. Yeah. Now I'm thinking might have caught the June blues. Yeah, I wanna drown myself inside the juice. Yeah, you know I keep on running from the truth.
What's going on here?
We're about to put on some Kiwi Grip, bro.
Oh, bro.
Oh, bro, it's going to be choice.
What's Kiwi Grip, bro?
This is Kiwi Grip. So, on yachts, they've those clever Kiwis, they've done it again, because they're pretty great yachting nation actually. Our brothers across the sea, our bros. So this Kiwi Grip, it's sort of like a, I don't know what's in it. It's a rubbery sort of textured paint. So you sort of, I was going to say spooge it on, but you sort of trowel it on, and then they give you this crazy textured roller. All right, and when it's semi-dry, you roll it, and it actually brings up a bit of a texture. In times past, you know, you throw different types of glass beads or sand or something in, like paint. But this Kiwi Grip, it lasted pretty well last time. We gave it some pretty hard use. What did you think about it, Pascal? It did attract a bit of dirt, didn't it? It was hard to clean.
It does stain a little.
It stains a little, If you give it a wipe down with methylated spirits, so it takes that top layer off. Obviously, our boat looking good is a second priority. But we've gone with the Kiwi Grip again because we've got so much of it left.
Exactly.
All right.
We've got to use up what we have.
The stuff that David gave us, the Emaclad. The stuff that David gave us, I reckon that would be quite promising as a deck grip. I think it was pretty good. But we've got plenty of Kiwi Grip, so we're going with it. And like, to be honest with you, I think it's a pretty good product. It's pretty widely used. I think I'm kidding myself. I bent a bit of stainless rod here to stir it, and that works with normal paint, but this stuff is like the consistency of custard. If you've never seen it before, look, paint that you can serve on a spoon.
You can trowel.
Paint you can trowel is what we're talking here. So now I've got two things covered in paint, so I'm pretty much stuffed, aren't I? It's a rag not anywhere within reach.
And you're in your good shorts, of course.
Oh yeah, that's just how I roll. And also what we've got here, we'll paint them grey on the sides. This thick paint is quite a good paint to do the sides, because I haven't faired it, have I? I just figured I'd just coat it with thick paint and then...
and texture it on the top.
And then this was going to be textured. So I tried to justify my laziness by saying it's all according to the plan, but really I was just being lazy. I was running out of time. So needs must. When the devil drives, is that how it finishes?
Not so good.
We'll have to see. The only thing that I'm a bit unhappy about it is I've left a light patch here and there.
Where it's not heavy.
So they actually say with this stuff to only work a square metre at a time.
Okay, so we've got to stop soon.
Well, yeah. And I'm sort of glad that we double taped it, to give me a fair margin of error.
Yeah, so you don't get any spilling out over the side.
So you sort of let it semi-dry, I guess, and when the roller goes over it, it'll get rid of that ridge, hopefully. Won't it?
Yeah, well, it's going to be dimpled, so it doesn't matter if there's a wee ridge.
I think, when I was talking to David, I think he has used this before. And he
Troweled it.
He was happy to trowel it, and also, since meeting David, when we did all this fiberglassing, I've really adopted spreading stuff with a trowel, so I'm sort of open to the idea, whereas before I wasn't.
You're a brush man.
I was pretty close-minded, wasn't I? And the other nice thing about this stuff is it's, for a boat paint, it's extremely low toxicity.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's
and
water soluble.
It washes out in water. It's got a lot going for it, actually. So. Yep. All right. I'm sold on the
technique that you've adopted here.
I'm sold on
the trowel method.
The trowel method. I'm sold on reading the instructions and following them. Basically.
Who would have thought?
It's a pretty constant theme in all of our videos, isn't it? Read the instructions. There we go. What do you think, Pascal?
Looks great.
I think some people that are watching our videos, they might feel a bit ripped off. They're like, oh look, you've done all this painting and now you just sort of got us in right at the end. You know why we did that? Because I'm not very good at painting. And I hate it. And that's why I'm not very good at it. So I didn't want to do a how not to do it video. There's plenty of other people that are doing wonderful refit videos, so we didn't want to spoil the internet by adding our bumbling. This bit I think we've done alright, and there's probably something to learn, so we didn't mind filming this, but the rest of it we'd just be adding to a body of knowledge that other people are presenting to you better. I know that a bunch of people have said, oh, you should check out Sail Life, and we haven't, but I understand that he's doing a refit, and he's doing a great job, so we'll let him show you how to do all that stuff. Oh, I can definitely show you how to peel off masking tape. Look at that job.
Oh, perfect.
If you enjoyed this week's episode of Free Range Sailing, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as it really helps get our video out to more viewers. Join us next week for our final video of the Refit series, where we show you our new solar system installation. To be notified each time we release a video, you'll need to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button on our channel page. If you're interested in finding out more about the music used or supporting free range sailing through one of our crowdfunding platforms, you will find more information in the description of this video. See you next week.